Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news. When you think about the current state of the NFC South, it's no secret that the division has been a bit of a roller coaster this season. The Falcons, sitting at 3-7, have been battling injuries, inconsistent play, and a defense that's been struggling to hold down opponents. But now a rumor is swirling around the league that could shake up everything, a blockbuster trade that might just propel the Atlanta Falcons into a new stratosphere. The whispers suggest that the Falcons are eyeing none other than Justin Herbert, the dynamic quarterback from the Los Angeles Chargers. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Herbert? Really? But hear me out, because this isn't just idle chatter. This is a potential game changer, and it's got fans across the NFC South buzzing. Imagine a scenario where the Falcons pull off a trade for Herbert, giving their offense a major upgrade that could redefine their season. The Chargers, sitting at 4-6, are clearly in a transitional phase. With their offense underperforming, partly due to a shaky offensive line and a defense leaking points, LA might be looking to make some moves. Reports indicate that the Chargers are now leaning toward a rebuild, especially with cap space becoming an issue, about $15 million, and the need to make room for younger players and extensions. So the idea of trading away their star quarterback, who's been one of the most promising young guns in the league, isn't out of the question anymore. Especially when you consider that LA is reportedly asking for 2 first-round picks plus a conditional third-rounder. That's a hefty price, but for a quarterback with Herbert's talent, it might be worth it for the Falcons. Now let's break down what this could mean for Atlanta. First off, Herbert is no ordinary quarterback. He's got a gunslinger's arm, great accuracy, and a deep ball that's among the best in the league. His data-driven profile is elite. Through 10 games in 2025, he's completing 68. 5% of his passes for nearly 0 yards, 21 touchdowns, and just 9 interceptions, maintaining a near-perfect passer rating of 99. 2. His YPA, yards per attempt, hovers around 8.2, and his EPA per pass is plus 0.25, which means he's consistently making positive contributions downfield. His career stats are impressive: over 15 passing yards, 112 touchdown passes, and a rushing ability that adds another 200 yards with 12 rushing touchdowns. His athleticism is undeniable with a blazing 4.39 in the 40-yard dash, and his deep accuracy, around 58. 4% is top tier for young QBs. He's been compared to some of the best in the game, and his recent performances suggest he's on an upward trajectory, especially with a supporting cast that's improving. Now, why would the Chargers trade Herbert? Well, it's partly about their cap situation and their need to rebuild. With a 4-6 record and an offense that's been stagnating, sacks are piling up, and the offense is struggling to find consistency. They're prioritizing their future. The cap hit of $55 million for Herbert is a big hurdle, and with their focus shifting to building a younger core, they're more willing to part ways with their star quarterback for future assets. The Chargers are also trying to free up space to extend younger players like Quentin Johnston, a promising receiver who's shown flashes but needs more consistency. Trading Herbert might seem drastic, but it's a move that echoes the Browns' decision in 2023 to trade away Deshaun Watson's massive deal, signaling a shift toward youth and long-term planning rather than chasing a quick playoff run. For the Falcons, acquiring Herbert would be nothing short of revolutionary. With a 3-7 record, they've been hampered by injuries, particularly to Michael Penix Jr., who's currently on IR with a fractured arm. Drake London has also been battling a PCL injury in his knee, which has limited his explosiveness. Bringing in Herbert could change the entire offensive dynamic, providing a strong arm and veteran leadership, something that's been missing. The Falcons' offense, which is averaging around 8 points per game, could see a significant boost, especially on third down. Herbert's presence could push that percentage from 34.2% up to nearly 48%, making it easier to sustain drives and keep defenses honest. Statistically, Herbert's addition could push the Falcons to throw for over 500 yards in the remaining games, with a 22% increase in EPA per pass. His ability to stretch the field would create mismatches, particularly against defenses like the Saints' secondary, which has been giving up nearly 25 points per game. Plus, his presence would elevate the offense's efficiency, translating into more points, more first downs, and a better chance at climbing back into the playoff hunt. The Falcons' rushing game would also benefit, Bijan Robinson averaging 4.3 yards per carry could see even more running lanes, as defenses would have to respect Herbert's arm and ability to throw deep. Pitts' yards after catch, YAC, could also see an uptick, with more opportunities created by Herbert's aggressive downfield throws. One of the more exciting aspects of this hypothetical trade is the potential impact on the Falcons' odds to reach Super Bowl LX. Currently, Atlanta sits at long odds, around plus 50, 0 according to ESPN. But with Herbert in the fold, those odds could improve dramatically, maybe to plus 10, 0, or even better. His presence in the playoffs as a true X-factor could boost the Falcons' win probability by nearly 18% in their home dome, giving them a real shot at turning the tide against division rivals like the Bucs, who are also fighting for their playoff lives. The comparison to the Jets' surge after acquiring Rodgers in 2023 is apt. Sometimes, one move can flip the entire narrative. Of course, such a trade wouldn't come without its challenges. The Falcons would need to manage their cap carefully, restructuring contracts and making strategic moves to fit Herbert's deal within their budget. But given their current cap space of around $36 million, a few restructures could free up enough room for Herbert's salary, while also bolstering the roster in other areas. Upgrading the defense would be a priority, especially after losing Alford to injury. The extra possessions and points from Herbert could help raise their points per game from 28 to over 26, making them a much more formidable opponent week in and week out. The combination of a stronger passing game, improved defense, and better situational football could propel Atlanta into the postseason and beyond. Looking ahead, if the Falcons pull off this move, they'd be changing their identity from a team fighting for relevance to a legitimate contender. The NFC South has always been a highly competitive division, but with a quarterback like Herbert, the Falcons could be eyeing the top, challenging the Bucs, Saints, and Panthers in a new way. The potential for a deep playoff run would be real, especially with a quarterback who can elevate the entire offense and inspire confidence across the team. Now, it's worth noting that this is all speculation for now, and nothing is set in stone. But the mere possibility of such a blockbuster trade has fans dreaming of the future, imagining a Falcons team led by a quarterback of Herbert's caliber. It's a bold move, sure, but sometimes in the NFL, you have to take risks to win big. And for Atlanta, this could be the move that transforms their trajectory for years to come. The NFL is unpredictable, and that's what makes it so exciting. But one thing is for sure. If this deal happens, it'll be a game changer that every Falcons fan will remember for a long, long time. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. Do you believe this trade could happen? Would you be excited to see Herbert in the red and black? How do you think he would change the team's outlook? Remember, it's all about the passion, the hope, and the belief that the Falcons can rise again. I'll be back soon with more updates on this story and others, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. This is a team that's always fighting, always dreaming, and with a little bit of luck, and maybe a big trade, they could be back in the Super Bowl conversation sooner than we think. Keep the faith, Falcons fans.